everybody, I have this look for you today, which is a recreation of a look that Jessie J wore when she opened the guest store in New York in April, which is, you know, it's a while back now, and I realised that it's not really a look of hers that a lot of people might have seen, so you know, probably not the most relevant Jessie J look to do, but I saw it and I thought it was cool, so I decided to recreate it, and I hope that you enjoy this tutorial and we'll just get right to it. Okay, the first thing that you want to I'm going to do for this look is apply an eye primer. This one's by George and it's okay, it's pretty cheap, and it's good for the price. I haven't had any creasing yet, so that's nice. I kind of rely on my concealer to be my under eye primer, so I don't take it all the way under, and I haven't had any issues with that, so that's fine. And the next thing that we're going to do is create this winged shape on the outside of the eye. I'm going to take an angled brush. This is just a little one by Avon. I'm going to damp that. I've got an e.l.f. setting spray that I use for that. I'm just going to take a little bit of that off on the back of my hand because it does squirt out a bit too much for using with eyeshadow brushes. So. And then I'm going to take the Sleek Originals palette, which is, mine's messed up, it's the oldest Sleek palette that I have, and it's well, the shadows are crumbly and a bit fallout happy, so as you can see, I'm going to take that on the angled brush and just take that at the outside of the eye, and you want to sweep up in a curve, starting from the corner of the eye, up in a curve. Now, that's not a perfect line yet, but it's a good start, so build that up a little bit. Now you don't want to get too stressed out about this line because I'm going to take some eyeliner over it, so it's not a big deal, but you just want to know where you're going. And then I'm going to take this eyeliner brush and pull this line up from the corner of your eye into the crease. Just trace a cut crease with that purple eyeshadow from the Sleek palette. And then in the inner corner, you're going to go into the inner corner with the purple. Make sure you get that all around the tear duct area. I like these eyeshadows, but they are so chunky and really prone to fallout that honestly, if I wasn't doing this on camera, I would do my foundation last rather than first. And then I'm just going to take a flat shader brush and that purple shadow, tap that off so we don't get too much fallout. I'm just going to pull that upwards in the crease. Sweep it a little bit just to blend all the chunks out. You're going to pull this out towards the liner, so you have kind of exaggerated cat-eyed shape. And you can go pretty high above your actual crease with this. Jessie J has pretty hooded lids, and I think her makeup is really designed to kind of not play it up as such, but to play around with colour without them disappearing on the lid. And now I'm going to take an angled eyeshadow brush and a bright pink eyeshadow. This one's just from the Collection 2000 Poptastic palette, which looks like that. And then I'm going to tap off again and just work that into the top of the purple, just to blend it out. You only need a tiny bit of this eyeshadow. And take that all the way around. I'm going to take a blending brush and give that a good blend. I'll blend the purple into the pink and the pink into nothing. Give it some circular motions. With that angled eyeshadow brush, you know, it's going to have done a bit of the blending for you, so you shouldn't have to work too hard. I'm just going to take a little bit more of the purple and work that into the brush a little bit more. Flick, just go over the transition between the pink and the purple. Make sure that the pink's really acting as a blender rather than dominating. That little blend again. You can do this as many times as you need to. Just apply, blend. You know the drill. Now I'm just going to take a matte highlight shade. You can't really see what's going on with her highlight because she has, you know, a fringe, so I'm just going to take a matte one. I'd assume that her makeup artist would use a matte colour because, you know, nobody's going to see it. Why go crazy with shimmer? I'm just going to work that into the pink a bit. And, you know the score. Blend, blend, blend. Now I'm going to take another flat shader brush. This one's actually a concealer brush, but it'll do the same thing. I'm going to use the pale yellow gold shadow from the Sleek Original palette. And you can foil this if you want. You get a pretty rich metallic colour from it if you do that, but I foiled it on this eye and then it was a bit of a nightmare to get the liner to sit properly on top of it, so I'm just going to go in with it dry from experience, build it up to the right intensity. Now with this lid shade, you want to be adjusting that shape that you did earlier, the purple, because we're going to go back in the darker purple and sharpen that up. So if you feel like you've come down too far onto the lid, or you haven't gone far enough onto the lid, you can just put the gold where you feel like you need it to adjust the shape. And now I'm going to go in with a darker purple, and this is the purple from the L'Oreal Hip Charming Duo. I'm going to go in with my angled brush and going to the crease, sharpening that up. Outside corner, you want the gap in between these two lines to get bigger as it moves outwards, but you don't want this line to come straight down from the eye. You want it to come up in another sweeping curve. So what we're going to do is take the first purple we used from the Sleek Original palette. I'm going to take that from the outside corner of the eye. Just pull it gently upwards and then go along the lash line, that colour. And you can do this with it dry rather than wet, because you're going to want to give this a little blend. And now this corner of the shadow isn't going to come all the way to the end of that line like it has up here. It's going to stop about halfway down, so you've got just kind of bare line continuing from that. Now again we're going to use the pink, bright pink shadow. You want to get it just on the very tip of the angled brush and then bring that onto the outer third of that line that you just created. We're going to use that to blend it downwards. Blending brush and good blend. You want this lower lash line to be reasonably smoky. I'm going to take this darker purple again, just intensify that a bit, building up the purple purely because it's easier to blend out. It's easier to blend a layer of slightly darker purple into purple that you've already put there, rather than blending it out into nothing. And now, the same thing as we did on top, bring that darker shade. I have to wet my brush. That darker shade along this line into this corner. And out. Now the last thing that we're going to do on the eyes before mascara and false lashes is liner. I'm using a cream liner by ELF. This one's called Plum Purple and I just dropped it. I'm just going to take that on this one's an ELF angled eyeliner brush. I'm going to take it along these lines. You want that to tail out, so it taper out I should say. Same on the bottom. And we're going to take it across the upper lash line. you can go for a reasonably thick line. There's going to be big lashes involved, so you don't have to be too dainty about it. And in the original look, very little of this gold colour is visible. In fact, like on Jessie J, you can only see it when her eyes are shut. My eyes have more of my lid visible when my eyes are open, so it's not going to be a big deal if you cover up a bit of that yellow eyeshadow, yellow gold, the colour of butter. I'm just going to join this up the outside. Make sure they're even. I said that was the last thing that we were going to do for mascara and false lashes, but I was actually lying to you. The last thing that we're going to do is put a bit of black eyeliner, and this one is the wrong one because that one's not sharpened. This one is a Urban Decay 24/7 liner in 0. I'm going to put lots and lots of black on the waterline. It actually looks in the picture as though it's been set with a black eyeshadow, which some people will argue is not good for your eyes, but they're your eyes. Let you be the judge of that. And that is pretty much the eyes finished, apart from mascara, curling your lashes if you do that, and false eyelashes. So I'm going to do that and I'll be right back. Okay, so my lashes are on, and I've done on this side just what I'm going to do for you on this side, which I'm going to run through really quickly because my camera's running out of battery. For the cheeks, I'm going to use Topshop Cream Blush in Crushed Berry, which I've chosen because it's matte. It doesn't have any shimmer in it, and it's also got a cream to powder kind of finish, so it gives you extra. It doesn't give you any dewiness, there's no moistness in it. It's quite silicone-y. I'm just going to put this further back on the cheeks as opposed to on the apples. Blend it a little bit forward. Give that a tap into my foundation. Now for the slightest touch of kind of brightness on the cheeks, I'm just going to use this. It's a Touche Éclat dupe. It's by Kent and it's called Touch of Light. So yeah, just direct translation, and it's just a under eye highlighter concealer type deal. Just going to put that on the top of the cheekbones, and it's going to give you very little shine, just a tiny bit, so that it doesn't look completely flat. And then thirdly, I'm just going to take my contouring product, which is Hollow Cream Pigment by Illamasqua, and I'm just going to put that on my finger and run that down the hollows of my cheeks. Give it a good old blend. Jessie J is pretty cheekbony, so you're probably going to want to contour. She usually looks like she's got a contour on, even though she's quite naturally cheekbony. So even if you are blessed with some gorgeous cheekbones, you want to pop a little bit of contour just in the hollows of the cheeks. And then the last thing to do would be to powder. I'm going to leave my skin purely because my foundation is relatively matte as it is, and my skin is like the Sahara Desert at the moment, so I don't want to put anything that's going to emphasise that on. So then the last thing to do is the lipstick, and I'm just going to use one by Revlon, which is called Black Cherry. And this is a red toned purple, and it looks pretty scary in the tube. But I'm just going to go for a soft application of it straight from the bullet. Now we're going to go in the lip brush. And it doesn't look in the photo. And then lastly, I'm just going to go straight from the bullet. So that's the finished look. Got a cut crease with a pale gold lid and purple crease, and dark lips in a contrasting purple with a little bit of berry on the cheeks. I hope you found this useful. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much. Until next time.